Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not. Um, this was good. We're talking about Kingsman, the Secret Service. Back in good old 2015 or 2014. I don't know what year it came out. I gotta go look at it now. Hold on. I must know. You used to disappointment. 2015. Okay. This was the year Star Wars came back as well. And Mark Hamill has a cameo in this movie as a professor guy who dies early on in the film. And then later, when our characters Eggsy and Roxy are on a plane with Merlin, they ask what the fuck is this? And casually, they mention Star Wars here. So, they knew what they were doing. Mark gotta have a cameo. Mark has a cameo in the movie. We have to mention Star Wars. So, the plot of Kingsman: The Secret Service is that back in 1987, why is it always my year? A secret agent and a member of the Kingsmen dies, jumping on a grenade to save the life of Galahad, or Colin Firth's character Harry. In response, he goes home and gives the guy's widow a badge and says that if you ever need help, call the number on the back of it and say the word something over brogue or something not brogue or something like that. And despite the fact that this kid is like, what, 5 at least, he remembers it 17 years later. Makes him 22. Well, very interesting to watch reviews for this, because I watched Jeremy Johns and Chris Stuckman's reviews for this. These reviews came out right after the movie came out, or maybe even before, depending on if they went to a press screening or not. It's interesting to go back and watch the reviews, and neither of them have any idea who Taron Egerton is. And of course, back then I wouldn't either. But it's just fun to go back. It's interesting to go back and be like, Taron Egerton? Am I saying the name right? I don't know. And the thing I'm going to point out is I think it's Jeremy Johns who said, this guy could be big. Yeah, no shit. Also, Jeremy, I'm going to call out, I think it's Jeremy that did this, where he said that you wanted Matthew Vaughn to direct the sequels. Well, guess what? He did. Sequel and the prequel. So, no, you kind of, But, yeah, because we know that Taron Egerton would, blow up in movies like Rocket Man. Rocket Man blow up. I didn't mean to say it like that. But here, he's just a fresh face. Colin Firth is also a badass. There's a scene where he beats up a bunch of guys in a pub. He did most of his stunts, I guess, and he's pretty good in this movie. And then you have Samuel L. Jackson. Or should I say Mike Tyson? Because, you see, he's doing his voice like this the whole time, motherfucker. And it's very annoying. He sounds just like Mike Tyson the whole time. And he's supposed to be the big bad villain of this movie. And he's supposed to be intimidating. He's not, because he sounds like Mike Tyson. Now, don't get me wrong. Mike Tyson is one intimidating motherfucker. But here's the problem. It just doesn't work, the voice. Mike Tyson doesn't need the voice to be intimidated, because he's got D's here, you see? All that Samuel Jackson has in this movie is Sophia Boutella, who plays Gazelle, his henchwoman, who in the style of the Bond movies has an appendage or appendages that are made of metal. She has these fake legs that also have blades in them, which I would find to be very unpractical. And his plan. Okay, can we talk about this plan? I got frustrated right away because I'm just so sick of the whole global warming shit. Not that we have it, that people won't shut the fuck up about it. Like, I understand. Look, movies are supposed to be a way to get away from the problems in life. But, and especially nowadays, movies are integrating real life stuff into the movies, like COVID or global warming, stuff like that. Stop. Stop. Movies are. The whole idea of movies is a way to escape real world problems. We can't do that if you keep throwing them back in our faces. And the whole thing with this, and the plan is so cockamamie, I don't even know how to explain it. So, according to Samuel L. Jackson's villain character in this movie, Mr. Valentine, global warming, okay, is being caused by humans. We know that. Everyone knows that. But he sees it as kind of like a virus. When someone gets a virus, you do something to get rid of it, right? You know, eventually dies off. So his plan is to use this certain device to make people attack and kill each other, or culling as he calls it. And the more people die, the less effect on planet Earth it will have. Like the more the virus will go away. The virus is the humans. If that ain't the most bullshittiest plan, it's so Swiss cheese with all the holes that is inside of it. Because, like, yes, a bunch of people could go nuts and kill each other. Sure. What happens when your thing wears off? People eventually move on. Right? They have more kids, more population. Like, not everyone is going to die in this thing. Right? It's so stupid. But it's, if they're kind of trying to play on Bond, I get it. That's a very Bond-ish kind of plan. I mean, they would never do something that stupid in a Bond movie. But I'm just saying that it seems like it could be something Bond-ish. Yeah. So, what is it with movies where the main character's dad dies or is not around, so the mom marries the shittiest guy around? Like, as someone who grew up with a shitty first stepfather, I can tell you it happens in real life too. But in my case, we didn't realize, my mom didn't realize he was a piece of shit till it was too late. This guy is so shitty. This guy is so shitty. There's no way she could ever thought this guy was a good person or good for her child to be around. This and the Percy Jackson movie have that same kind of premise. Same kind of thing. And the only thing I'm pissed about, I understand that they get the comeuppance at the end. The stepdad and the gang, they get the comeuppance at the end, sure. But I would have loved to see the mom, when the thing goes out, when Samuel Jackson hits the button and everybody goes crazy trying to kill each other, just have the mom kill him. Just do that. Because then when it comes back and it's like, oh, what did I do? Oh, it's okay, mommy's not going to hurt you. Yeah, by the way, they have her, so the whole thing with Merlin has her throw the key in there, right, so that she can't get in. But then doesn't say, hey, throw all your silverware out the window, so all your dangerous stuff out the window. No, just that. But she's like chopping down the door like Jack Torrance, almost Jack Palance. I never tore down a door in my entire life. Yeah, it's okay, Jack. It's okay. All right, then. I didn't know I had Jack Palance impersonation. You never know you do until you try it, right? Yeah, that's true. It's more like a Jack Nicholson with a more gravelly kind of, which means it's not that hard to do if you really think about it. But anyway, so our main character is Eggsy. His real name is Gary, but he goes by Eggsy. They never explain why. He just is. I think it's supposed to be a play on Bond, but that is his real name, right? James Bond 007 Eggsy. I don't know. They have their own names based off the Knights of the Round Table, Galahad, Lancelot, Merlin, Arthur. Which is funny because Arthur is Mark O'Kane. His real name's not Arthur, but he played Arthur Trensler in Now You See Me. And now he's playing a character who has the code name Arthur. Yeah, I don't know. By the way, did anyone else not figure out what the neck things were? So at the beginning of the movie, Harry, that's called the first character, goes to see Mark Hamill about something, and Samuel L. Jackson kills him using the thing, blow the neck. But then later it's found out that Arthur also has one of those. Which, so correct me if try to help me out with this, okay? How did Eggsy know what that was? Did I miss something? Was he shown a picture of Professor Arnold before? Did he have Professor Arnold? I don't know. I really don't know. As a teacher, I mean. I don't know. But he figures out that he's working with Valentine because of that. Okay, why is Valentine implanting these in the people that he's working with? They never explain that. Like, with Mark Hamill, it's to get him to do what he wants. So maybe that's why. Sure. But when Harry started getting too close to Professor Arnold, Mark Hamill, he activated it and it blew up. So, were they not monitoring Eggsy then? Because, why didn't they do that when he caught on to Arthur? Where he's able to switch the poison around. Which I saw coming, by the way. Because they go, oh, are those Kingsmen? And they conveniently cut away from the table completely. I'm like, okay, he switched to drinks. There's something going on. And he did. Also, I felt like, I was just a teeny tiny bit disappointed in this movie. Because when you go to see a spy movie, you want to see all the spy stuff. You watch a Bond movie, you want lots of stuff. Lots of Bond stuff. Yes, there's a lot of canoodling with women in the Bond movies and a lot of farting around for a lot of them. This is shorter than most Bond films. But, maybe I'll except for Quantum of Solace, which is... Anyway, they spend most of the movie training Eggsy and these others. It's down to the last three. Eggsy, Roxy, and this other person. At the beginning of this, they have to take care of a dog. And then at the end, they say you have to shoot the dog if you want to pass. Eggsy refuses. Now, in normal movies, that would be the test. Like, yeah, we told you have to protect it. Like, you want, even from, because, what would killing a pet do? What would killing a dog do? You have to protect it? I don't know. But that's not the test, because they were supposed to fire it because it was a blank. But I felt like this was teased before and he should have got it. So, at one point during the first test, an underwater test, Merlin points out that one of the people died. Later, we find out that she's actually still alive, not dead, because the whole thing was a whole test the entire time, so she was working for them. And then there's a test where they're in the sky, they're free falling out of a plane, and one of them has no parachute, which turns out to be Eggsy. After he is saved by the others, he freaks out, asking why he had to be the one that had the thing, only for Merlin to pull the thing down and reveal he hadn't. Actually did have one. It was a backup one just in case something went wrong. That right there should have told you that none of the tests are going to be real. So, when he's supposed to shoot the dog, it's actually blanks. But movies never actually portray blanks the way they're supposed to. If you shot someone up close with blanks, they still get hurt. So if he just point blank shot the dog, it would still get hurt. Blanks do project. Yeah. But yeah, most of the film, the good middle part is just the training stuff. And I'm like, when are we going to actually get to the spy stuff? And we do. After they kill off Harry. So, Harry goes to investigate this church where it's actually the first test site. And Valentine activates the whole thing, which turns everyone crazy, attacking people. Because Harry's a secret agent, he kills everyone and walks out only to be shot in the face and the eye by Valentine. So Harry's dead. Spoilers for the sequel. I mean, I say spoilers, but it's on the cover, so no, he ain't. You know, I would have kept Harry off the cover of this. Just, you know, I know they teased it, but I don't know. It's just, I'm waiting to see how they explain how he's alive. Although it does kind of hamper the ending to this because he starts dressing like Harry for his mission with Roxy and Merlin to take down Valentine. He does this whole thing, becomes suave, sophisticated, like Harry, does this for Harry. Merlin says Harry would be proud, right? And not the Bond, he gets the girl. No, not Roxy. Tilda, the Swedish princess or whatever. Yes, he does. I do like though that because they say that they have these glasses, you can see everything, right? So Merlin's like, Eggsy, and he looks at the thing and he sees just her ass and he's like, oh my, closes the thing. It reminds me of I Spy, where Eddie Murphy, Kelly Robinson, is trying to walk Owen Wilson through how to seduce a woman. And when it starts to get hot and heavy, he turns on the thing. Oh, come on, huh? Oh, come on, huh? You know, no, bite on ass. But he turns it on this time instead of Eggsy, which leads me to think, would he have just left it on? Although it's in the glasses, so he would take the glasses off at one point. I don't know. I would have left it, not for the guy to watch, but if it's recording things, right? Set it there and record it to prove. Now I know you shouldn't record someone without their knowledge. Sure, fine, but you're a spy. But to prove, you can say, "Hey, I had sex with a Swedish princess or whatever she is." And no, you didn't. Oh yeah, right. The movie kind of ends there, but there is a little credit scene where they go back to the pub. He confronts his stepfather, and just like with what Harry did earlier, he says the thing, manners maketh man. And even the guy's, shut the fuck up. And he throws a glass at his face, and then there's like, who wants to fight? You know, he wants to get his mom away from there. And the way she tries to get up, she wants to get away from him too. It's one of those things where she knows it's bad, but she's too afraid. Again, that wasn't my situation at all. No one but me knew he was a bad guy, but no one to listen. I'm beyond that now. But, yeah. I have a complaint, though. This movie's rated R. So why, when Merlin activates the thing to blow up all the devices in the people's necks, does it come out as like fireworks and shit? I know it's a style choice. But come on, you have a rated R spy flick and you don't go for the blood and guts angle? Now, believe me, I know that to do something like that, the way they do it, one at a time, all the guts, that would probably drive the MPAA nuts. Or the MPA nuts. Like, well, you can't do that. But to have I'll go off at once, one big spurt, quick cuts, fine. Show something you're gonna do a thing. It was like, oh, like my shoe, that sort of thing. No, it's like a bunch of. Even when Samuel L. Jackson is stabbed through the back up front, you don't see blood because he's wearing a red shirt, which is like that old pirate joke, right? Pirates out at sea. And the guy in the crow nest goes, ship on the port bound, get my red shirt. Battle ensues, some lives are lost, and the first mate goes to the pirate and says, to the captain and says, how come when the battle happened you asked for your red shirt? Well, I asked for my red shirt because if I was to be hurt or stabbed and I started to bleed, none of them would see me and I can continue on fighting. So later, guy in the crow's nest says, "Sure, sir, 20 ships on the port bow." Captain yells, "Get my brown pants!" You get it? You get it? I have another one, but I'll wait till after the end of this. I have one more, and I'll tell you at the end. But yeah, it's just weird. Did it just sort of explode? And he gets stabbed, there's no blood. I don't get it. Was that a thing? Like, was that Matthew Vaughn's thing? He didn't want blood because Kick-Ass had quite a bit of blood in it. I'm just saying. Yes, Mark Strong does return from Kick-Ass, although he's one of the good guys in this one. So that's one thing. But yeah, this movie was pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. Now my mom can stop bugging me to watch it. I'll watch the second one when I do the sequel-a-thon. But yeah. So what are your thoughts on Kingsman Secret Service? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And for the final joke, there's a magician performing on a ship, cruise ship, and he's trying to do the tricks. But every time he does, he has a parrot that keeps doing the trick. It's up his sleeve. It's in his hat. That sort of thing. One night he's doing his trick. The whole boat explodes, and the only ones that are there's some kind of gas leak. The whole boat explodes, and the only people that are left are the magician and the parrot. The parrot says, "All right, I give up. How'd you do it?" Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.